I haven't seen that. At least this year, I haven't seen him play like that. And so I'm thinking the whole time, hopefully he's saving that for a real series. Man, these guys, this is tough. I'll tell you, y'all Hulk is 4-5. What's up, baby? And so, the Knicks got to play an A game to beat Atlanta. Atlanta has serious pieces in their arsenal. So we have to play. Yeah, I know I've been talking about it. I've been talking about the DMX album, Hocus. That's what this is all about. That is what this is all about. What it is all about. And so, we out here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is all about. DMX's album, being a classic, doing this thing. My brother DJ Khaled just dropped that video. What's the song? I did it, I did it, I did it. When Meg Thee Stallion flies in. Come on, man. Guys out here shooting $3 videos, man. Khaled out here got people flying in from the sky on speedy boats, on horses. Come on, man. Restoring the feeling. Restoring the feeling. Boy, I tell you, these people gonna kill me. Because this week, the guest God, because I worked on my game to make sure y'all had an ill week. It's just for some reason, Ben Crump was stuck in the White House. It's just, and if you don't believe in yourself, damn, ATL just took off. I looked down for 1 second, and they took off on the guards. And so, if you don't believe in yourself and you don't fight through, champions fight through. Anything that's standing in front of them, they fight through. So me this week, the guest guards try to fuck with me a little. Know what I'm saying? And I had Ben Crump. I was hyped. Natina, I'm waiting for your guy, Natina. I keep sending requests. Shout out Def Jam in the building. And so, but you gotta fight through. And so the whack gods is trying to fuck with the God and tell them, yo, man, they ain't come. That's not what's going on. My health is perfectly fine, guys. My health is perfectly fine. But I don't know if y'all noticed, but every birthday, Fat Joe birthday, about 2-3 months prior, I work out hard, no carbs, so my cheekbones. So when you see me on my birthday, my cheekbones look like I'm boxing. Like Floyd Mayweather. You know about them cheekbones? When them cheekbones look sucked in? That's how I like to look for my birthday, like, you know what I'm saying? And this year, we're going to do it B-I-G. Like another level of, last year, we thought we was going to die. We're going to do this another level. This birthday, oh, man. Yo, Mayor, what's up? Yo, Mayor, you know what? I threw up a couple of sneakers the other day. Legendary ones, by the way. Shout out to my brother Raul. And you ain't comment. You ain't comment, man. You supposed to be a sneaker god. You supposed to know what I showed them. That wasn't no regular shit. Happy birthday, OG Andy boy. He said I forgot his birthday. I am much, much sorry for that. OG Andy. He does all my graphics. He supports us 1,000,000%. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I must be crazy. I thought I threw up the fire. I threw up some Jordans that only Jordan got. Hello? I mean, what do you want me to do, man? And so we live once, man. So we got to give him hell. What Mayor said. I just added to the greatness. Your man, good man. Let me tell you something about Mayor, boy. I'll tell you, all my friends, man. Yep. Somebody's at the door asked. You know, a lot of my friends, thank God to my brothers and my that they got money too. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Khaled, he can abuse. Khaled pulls up in the 600, in the Global 6, the convertible Maybach. He can really rub it in. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of my brothers, thank God, they're in a good position. And so I could post sneakers, he could post sneakers. I could post a watch, he could post a watch. That's great. That's how we all supposed to be eating, doing well. But, you know, yes, I'm watching the Knicks game, guys. I got eyes. I'm talking to you, keeping you on focus about the DMX album. Today we have Swiss Beats coming on right now to talk about DMX. Shout out my sister, Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige is always beautiful. And she got a star, was it? In front of the Apollo Theater. Looking like Mary. Mary different, her swag, her style. Mary like the dawn of female singers. Come on, Randall, go up. Damn, man. Go up. You know, every time I go to the ATL, I always wonder why I don't live in the ATL. I love the ATL so much. You know, it's never been a time whenever you ever go to these places, wherever you visit, and you say, damn, I'm supposed to be there. I love the ATL. Not today, because I'm all about my Knicks. But let me see this guy, man. I don't know, man. They testing my patience, everybody. They testing my patience. But you don't get great. You don't get great at nothing. You don't get phenomenal at nothing if you don't fight through. They try to stop you. Well, the Knicks can't stop Trey. Well, yeah. Fat Joe, the coach, would stop Trey. Fat Joe, the coach, would stop Trey. Yes, I would. He wouldn't be coming in there like that. Number two is they will be doubling them and well, let the whole team beat you. Not Trey. That shit back in the day, shit, somebody coming up in there scoring 40 every game by himself, wilding out. That don't happen no more. I don't know why the coach, I fuck with Coach Thibodeau. I don't know why. Yo, Swiss, request, man. I don't know why they not just collapsing on this guy. I don't know why they're not collapsing on this guy. Yo, Swiss.
The biggest show.
Wilson, what's up? Hey, yo, Swiss, man. My brother, congratulations on a classic album.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yo, Swiss, let me tell you something. I don't lie to the people. I can't.
I've never seen it yet.
Yeah, you could be my brother, and it could be all right, and it's all right. But if you make a classic, I'm going to throw it on the megaphone and say it every night. It's a classic album. I listened to it today with my daughter.
Wow.
It's a classic album. Like, you know, I've been listening to it. But what's the feedback? What people been talking to you about? What they saying to you? What you been hearing?
Man, they just, it's been overwhelming. It's been an overwhelming with the support, with the love from the younger artists to the older artists, you know, and to see, you know, from across seas, and to see people loving this body of work that my brother X put together is just amazing. And to have, you know, the family back together, Rough Riders, Def Jam, DMX, like that's authentic hip hop right there and how we started. And to be able to give people that in 2021, although, you know, our brother made a departure on us, I'm happy for him and I'm proud of him um, for making such a great body of work. And I was his assistant. That was, you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Was this album the same exact way when he passed? So if he was alive, would this be the same album that we would be getting today?
Yeah, I didn't change anything. The only thing that changed was two things, matter of fact. Two things changed that we changed. Um, the name of the album was supposed to be called It's Dark and Hell is Hot Again.
Mm.
You see? So that was the energy. And then when he left us, it didn't feel appropriate no more. It made it feel more personal because we was going to get to Exodus. He wanted to do another album called Exodus. But the word Exodus, he spoke about so highly to the point where he got it on his neck. He named his son Exodus. He wanted to name another album Exodus. And so it just felt like this one was supposed to be Exodus, especially the meaning of it even moving to the next level and things like that. And you know, his energy.
So that album was the way it is now. That was great. What
Except
happened with
for one more. Yeah, there you go. You about to
the
get
Pop
to it.
Smoke feature? Because a lot of fans are asking me why Pop Smoke ain't on there. Could you break down to us what happened with that?
Yeah, I think that well, I know what happened. They used the verse, you know, and so we had to let it go because they used the verse on something else. And we went with Moneybagg Yo, because X wanted to do something with a young artist, and you know, Moneybagg Yo, we love his work. And I was playing like a song in the studio, Moneybagg Yo, and X was like, "Yo, see that right there? I can mess with that flow right there. I like him." And so that came to mind. And shout out to Moneybagg Yo for turning around the vocals so fast for us to put this together.
You know, there's so many places to go with this, but the way I envision going with this, and in New York, we're getting our ass whipped right now, but we'll come back. We're a second half team. The Knicks will come back. But when you first started producing, right, was X already working with other producers?
Yeah.
So you came after, like he like explain it to me, because I know you gave him his biggest hits, but I know you was the little nephew,
Yeah.
and you trying to get in there. Swiss, you trying to, they working with everybody, but you like, yo, I got something. You trying to like, yo, Unc, let me in. I'm the future. How did that work out at the beginning with you and you getting X's attention and D and Y's attention to in a sense bring you up from the minor leagues?
Well, you know, it's always harder for the family member that's close because you got endless access to him, you know, or her or them. And but for me, I just knew that my time would come. And I love the work that he did with Dame Grease. I love the work that he did with PK. I love the work that he did with Irv Gotti, you know, but I also love the work that we did together. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, it was different relationships. X had different relationships with all of his producers. We wasn't in the same room making tracks, other than like maybe never, you know, like everybody had their own energy and zone with X, which I respect, you know. And all of the other producers that worked on X, from Dr. Seuss, Chad Elliott with Born Loser, you know, it was so many producers that helped set up X way before me. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? So
So
respect.
he popped off before you, and then you came on the scene and started giving them that fire.
Yeah, because before X album, I did Cameron's album, the song called Glory with Nori and Cam. I had Band from TV was out as well. I had some Flip Mode Squad out with Busta. I think Tear the Roof Off was out before that, before we jumped off Major League 2.
Oh, so you was heating up, and then you was like, yo, X, let me get in there with you. And then it made sense. X, very, very confusing, right? Because, you know, X, everybody could relate to him because he felt like your brother, your cousin from next door. But yet and still, he really is this major, 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 major superstar. And so it's crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, just being around X, I always knew he was a major superstar. Like, I'm watching him do Summer Jam and the next day, and then we just talking on the block. And in his own head, he thought he was a regular guy. Oh, did he know he was a superstar or a regular guy?
He didn't care about no superstar shit. You know what I mean? We used to talk about robbing the superstars, so he never really wanted to be in that category. X was a certified humanitarian. You understand? He was a certified humanitarian. You know, his philanthropic work, I never seen it before. You know, he gave way more than he received. And
could you break down to me like what he did for people and stuff like that? Because I've never heard it. I'm sure he did, but could you like could you break that down for me, because I've never like specifically heard.
I watched X. You know, my brother was struggling, like even from this part, like my brother was struggling, and he let the world know he was struggling with an addiction for a long time, right? And even on Letter to My Son, he says, I don't know what you thought about my use of drugs, but it taught you enough to not use the drugs.
That's right.
Big bars right there.
Big bars.
That man helped so many people get off of drugs and not do drugs. It's unbelievable. If they was to just do a story of the people that he helped, which he would never talk about, by the way, he would never talk about those people because he did it from his heart. He didn't want no shine from none of the work that he's done. You never heard X doing interviews about who he saved and how he saved and who he helped. That wasn't his vibe. You understand? I watched that man take his clothes off and give it to a homeless person and be in his boxes, socks. You understand? I watched that man take shoes off his feet. I watched that man pray for other people when he needed the prayers more. I watched him feed other people before he would eat. I watched him love other people way more than he loved himself. He wasn't into no materialistic shit. He wanted remote control cars, four-wheelers, and to play pool. He wasn't, you ain't see X on no jets and things like that. You understand? He was the real deal. You know what I'm saying? That man used to have 30 million, 40 million in the bank and write his music in abandoned buildings with a small radio. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had to go find him. Like, this is real, real, real. He's different. I know, like, they try to compare him to other artists, you know, but they just two different people. You know, they like to say Pac. The only thing that compared to Pac is they both had bald heads, but they was two different people. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pac was a master in his way, and X was a master in his way, and it was both amazing.
And you know, I know a lot of you guys, I know he had his struggles, but I know you never gave up on him, Swizz. And the people know that. It ain't just because I'm your brother. I know everybody would. Like you know, you would out of nowhere be like, he could be locked up. You be like, yo, get ready for the dog. The dog's coming. Like, I mean, he almost made you feel like a superhero when you had your big bro with you. Like, you know, the thing that's beautiful about you is that you always had his back no matter what. Yeah. And I know because Pun died early. I know he was my brother. I know I put the album together right after he passed away to get it out there. And shit was just moving. And I got into a real dark space after Pun passed. Have you, because he passed away You did the funeral, the greatest funeral ever. A president never had a better. We're gonna come back to that. That's the greatest funeral ever. Okay, but have you had time to relax yourself? Because have you sat down by yourself yet and absorb what's going on?
Nah, you know, that's why I got these shades on, and it's that nighttime because, you know, I got to be behind these shades because I'm hurt, I'm crushed, and this is real. This is not a play around thing for me. This is not a promotional thing for me. This is my best friend gone. And as far as the support that X had, and you know, I might be the most visible person, but you know, my uncles D and Y always supported X from day one, whether they talked about it or not. You know, X had a foundation of people that he could always count on, you know, and he believed in that. And although everybody might have not been on the front line and in the visuals and things, you know, we as a family protected X for many a years, which is why you never heard nobody putting their hands on X. You never heard nobody dissing X. You never heard none of those things because there's a back room office that was being ran with the X movement. You understand? Now I might have been on the front line because I'm a musician and I produce those records, but you know, we all collectively held X down. And but you know, me and X personal relationship as brothers is something that's different from music also. And I know X since 15, and he trusted me with his life, and that's why we got to keep going hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know this album is like it's a classic to me. I never thought in my life I could hear an album that's real hip hop, but got hit records and it's flawless from A to Z. I didn't think I would hear this 2021 because even New York rappers are rapping like they from somewhere else. You know, no, it's real talk.
Right? I hear it.
I'm not mad at nobody for what they do. And I don't criticize nobody for what they do. But me personally, never thought I could get, because this is the closest thing to a boom bap, real hip hop album, but you got the Bono joint, which is phenomenal. The Skyscrapers. You got the A Keys record, which is phenomenal. The leather. So this album is big, but yet it's street. And so how did y'all even come up with this album in that way? Was that always the plan? Like keep it street, but go for the gusto?
Well, you know, the plan was to get X back in the space where he belonged. You know, he was ready to come back, and after he did Versus, the people gave him the energy he needed. The people gave him the courage he needed. You know, because when you get up there in age a little bit, you start to question yourself, do people even want what you have to offer? You know, and every grown person is going to go through this at some point in their life. Every big star is going to go through this at some point in their life where they start to question their craft and question their space. And I could see him doing that. He might not have talked about it, but I could see him questioning his space. So when he seen that love from Snoop and that love from everybody showing him the love in Versus, it gave him life to the point where we didn't even leave LA. We kept that same fuel burning to finish the album in Snoop's studio. You know what I'm saying? Snoop would cook for us dinner every night. He created an amazing environment. X had a smile on his face, and it was commendable to see two brothers in our culture celebrating each other. No animosity, no bullshit, no hate. Snoop is cooking dinner for us every night. It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
He could cook. Snoop could cook.
We ate every night, baby. We ate every night.
Let me tell you something.
Whatever Snoop and Martha Stewart got going on, that shit working.
Listen, my daughter loves Snoop, but she loves Snoop because he's like a superhero.
Yes,
right? So all these kids love Snoop, but I told her, yo, you know, Snoop from the streets, mama. And she, you know, he rocked that blue. And she looking at me like confused, like Snoop? I was like, yo, he from the streets. but his heart is so pure and so beautiful that he's one of the best people I know on earth, just as a human being, as a person. And
Nah,
just the way you describing it.
Snoop got it. Snoop is a different type of superhero. And that's why when you look at artists like Snoop and you see their longevity, it's not by coincidence. It's by really being a great person. And Snoop, he gave us his house for X to feel comfortable in. Not his physical house he lived in, but his workspace. And I'm talking about the carpet that he laid out for X. It just gave X so much life. He would come and check on Dog, listen to his verses, and X would look for him too. Like, man, and I like it because it made X a little competitive. Like, now I gotta get my stuff right. 'Cause Snoop gonna come in here, and he wanted. It was like steel sharpening steel, and it was the perfect dynamic. And I just would love to see more of us doing that in our industry. You know.
You know, we tried. You know, I got vaccinated, man, so now I'm a little bit out more. You invited me to the studio. It was me, you, 2 Chainz, Styles P. And I noticed you've been doing sessions. B-Dot don't know why you ain't invite him. B-Dot from Elliott Wilson. He know, I gotta put that out there.
Well, isn't Elliott Wilson supposed to bring him with him?
They're partners. I don't know. But I mean, B-Dot said.
But how many jobs?
Anyway,
Hold on. How many jobs y'all want me to have? See, this is the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many jobs? Like, you know, how many jobs y'all want me to have, man? God damn. You know, I didn't personally invite it. You know, we doing these listenings. You know how to reach out. You got my number. You know, but shout out to B-Dot. I actually like B-Dot. He a good guy.
Now he's a real, real good guy. In the thoughts too, because I know X passed. You love him. The people got to realize how many kids he got.
He got a lot of kids. He got a lot of kids.
A lot of kids lost their father, bro.
Nah, that's real talk. That's real talk.
No, because in the process of, we lost DMX and we love the X. And a lot of kids lost their dad.
That's the realest shit you said on this whole joint.
And I'm sitting right, and I see you at the funeral, and you say, yo, I got you, I got everybody. You know, the one thing that, because I know death changes a lot of things, right? Death changes a lot of things. You might have a relationship with X that you don't have with his baby's mothers and all these type of movable parts. It's almost like a watch with shit moving all kind of ways, right?
Yeah.
And so he got a bunch of kids. You know me, I know I have relationships, like you said, individually with people. Like even my own crew. Sometimes I get mad. I try to bring everybody together. Be like, everybody love each other. Because one day I'm going to be gone. And everybody got the individual. Pistol Pete got his individual relationship with me. Rich got his individual relationship with me. Everybody got Cal and everybody. And I hope that when I pass, everybody still get along and come together as a unit. And so I heard you say, you know, you said, yo, I got everybody. And I thought to myself, to be honest with you, from situations that happened to me, I said, damn, did Swiss just say he got 17 kids or 16 kids? That's a lot of pressure to say that, Swiss.
And I mean that in the most genuine and best way. You know, I do, you know what I'm saying? And I will do all that I can do. I'm genuinely and naturally a giving person, and I care a lot. And you know, when I seen his kids on that stage, I had a hard time on the side of that stage seeing his kids on that stage. But you know, with these different things, there's protocols. You know, there's estates, there's lawyers, there's, you know, I can't sort out everything. You know, I can't. You know, there's processes that everybody got to go through. You know, but as far as like everything that I can do, I've been taking so many phone calls but this is stuff I've been doing though. This is not like new things to me because my brother's not here. We've been doing this. This has already been we've been doing this. You know, X was one of the best dads I know. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a real serious dad. He really loved his kids, and his relationship that he had with his kids. You know, that was his thing. He kept it very private, which is why I was surprised when he did Letter to My Son, because I was like, man, like dog is like he really taking it there on this, and um, which led me to have his oldest son Xavier hear the album before I played it for anybody. You know, I had to let his oldest son hear it because I knew that this song was on this album, and I couldn't let him hear that when the world heard it. I needed him to prepare, or him to say, you know what, I don't like that song, or whatever the case may be. I had to give him the respect, and I played the song, and the young man was super honorable, and I was so proud of him because he started clapping. And although his dad might have been giving him a little bit of hard words, like I seen him really loving who his dad was, and I just seen love in his eyes, and it made me feel real good. And he was happy about the project, and I offered him to play guitar on that song because he's a great musician. And he was like, Swiss, you know, the whole project is masterful. I think my dad work is done on it. Like he didn't want to touch it out of respect. I really respect that, man. And you know, shout out to Xavier, man. He's grown up to be an amazing young man, and I'm so proud of him. And shout out to the entire Simmons family. And once again, my condolences go out to the entire Simmons family and anybody that's affected by my brother's law, by my brother being gone.
Let me ask you a question, right? As far as the funeral, right? This was the greatest funeral I've ever seen. From riding his body to the Barclays, the bikes with him, the flowers in front of there, the X flower in the front. Everything was, I knew Kanye had a sprinkle in there when I seen the lighting and the thing. And I just said, man, as much as you going through, who took the time out to come up with it? This was amazing. This was flawless from A to Z. I mean, could you tell me some of the people that were behind the scenes with this funeral? Because I'm telling you, this is the most legendary
but shout out
funeral I ever seen. Shout out Nori. He's on the check-in.
Nori. I think Wild was trying to check in too. But you know, as far as the city shutting down, you know, we got a lot of respect in New York City. You know, all the boroughs, you know, we got chapters in every borough, to the point where every highway was shut down for my brother. Shout out to all the Rough Rider chapters, and shout out to all of the zones that, you know, they made those phone calls, you know, DNY's like, yo, we shutting the city down for our king. You know, X is our king. He's our brother, and we got to go really big with this. And so, you know, the funeral was a joint effort with many people that love X. You know, once again, it wasn't just only me. Shout out to my brother Kanye West and the Sunday service. You know, he did a selfless act with that. You know, he paid for that stage with his own money. You know, he connected with.
Wow. Hold up. That's a Joker moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all said that anywhere before.
Yeah, when
that's
I'm
that's
you
a
now.
Joker moment. So Kanye West paid for the stage,
yeah,
the lighting, the Sunday service.
He paid for the Sunday service. He wouldn't let nobody else contribute to it. He brought the Balenciaga. He brought the Balenciaga shirt situation collaboration that gave the family, you know, over $1 million. Him and X had a great relationship based on Sunday service. X preached on his Sunday service about 3 times.
I saw that.
Yeah, and they just had a relationship. So, you know, it was only right that X was carried out that way. And, you know, Kanye, it was 2 seconds. You know, he showed up and showed out. He got anything I ever felt, even the red hat, everything got erased that day. He got 1,000 points that day. You understand? Anybody got a problem with Kanye, they now got a problem with us, because what he did was ultra stand up. And King, I love you for that. And that's real honorable and respectful. And it came at a time that, you know, it was much needed, you know. So that's, you never know who's gonna show up. And that's the things that we got to focus on. Who's going to really show up? Because, you know, but when I say show up, I don't mean show up. I mean show up. You see, because the difference is everybody posted my brother's passing, right? It's the news of the day. It's the tragic of the day and all these different things. And I see everybody post that. But now imagine if those same people posted this album that he got out right now. Imagine they posted this album cover. Imagine they went and got this record. Like, imagine the magic that we can make. You know, so like that's what I was saying, like in my speech, like, don't love me for real. Love Dog for real. Love Joe for real. Don't love me when it's convenient and you can get a blue check or a cap next to it. Don't cap with me. Don't cap with us because we put in real work. X put in real work. He's a real legend. He's an icon. Rough Riders is icons. Fat Joe's icons. Like, love us for real. Don't give us that thing. It don't even make sense to do it for 5 minutes. Like, if you're going to do it for real. Be about it the whole way.
Yeah, you know, with this social media, man, people clout chase deaths, they clout chase illness, they clout chase, you know, this I have like a secret like list of like celebrities that I watch them swarm to anything that's this, and I just stay quiet about it, but they like clout chase all situations. I seen everybody, me personally, the minute I saw his album cover, I post, everybody started posting. Just like today, I woke up today to post DMX. Nobody got to ask me. Nobody got to tell me. But, you know, we got to fall in suit. Everybody got to, you know, today I knew the show would be about X. Like, you know, it's certain respect that you got to pay. You know what I mean? To kings and icons like that. And anybody who truly does matter posted DMX. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the biggest and the best posting that album and all that. And you are right. When we all form Voltron, you know, when we all come together as one, the word gets out there a lot much more.
Yeah, but even not on a, like, the celebrity level is one thing. There's a lot of celebrity people that's in the streets. There's a lot of celebrities in the hoods. There's a lot of celebrities in the family. I don't even like the word celebrity. Like, there's a lot of real people in those places, you know, and I feel that we all got our own heroes. You know what I'm saying? DMX just happened to be a famous hero. If DMX wasn't famous, he'll still be my hero. He'll still be my brother. I'll still give him the same love, whether he had that record or not. You understand? And that's what I think that we got to do more. Forget to the outside world. Let's start with us inside, with our own family, our own things that we love. Like, show the people around you that love, you know, because like, let's not wait till it's a tragedy to go all the way up. Like, let's do it on a Wednesday. That's why I used to do just because parties. I was throwing just because parties. Like, why are you throwing this big party for you? Just because. We don't got to wait till somebody's sick. We don't got to wait till somebody's hurt. Make people feel love while they could dance, while they can enjoy. And that's why Versus is important. Those artists are getting their flowers today. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You want, before we go Versus, you know what really touched me was Andre Harrell's passing. And, you know, when Pun passed, we was in the funeral and we was all sad and crying. And Wyclef came in and he plugged in the guitar. And he started playing, and everybody looking, we didn't know what was going on. And then the guys, GB and them, they go, Maria, Maria. And Pun's right there. And that's true respect, true artistry. You know, when Andre Harrell passed away, it's in the middle of the whole COVID. Everybody's scared. I turn on my Instagram, you DJing, with Andre Harrell's vocals. He's shouting everybody out in the party. This is what you mean about celebrating people like this.
Yeah, man, and shout to Andre Harrell and rest in peace to him, because he was a big believer in what me and Tim was doing. He set up the Babyface and Teddy Riley for Versus. He made big phone calls. It was a chat with me, Andre Harrell, L.A. Reid, and Puff. Andre Harrell was on us every day about that one. and he brought that one home, you know, and it's like, you know, he was one of those guys that just had ultra passion. You know, I loved his mixtape Champagne and Buble. Like, y'all gotta go Google that. That's that music, like that old school music. He had that thing on blast, man. But you know, the basic message is, let's not love each other, you know, when it's too late. Let's love each other now. Love someone when they ain't even think that you cared about them that day. You know what I'm saying? Like send a flower. You know, send some flowers just because. Like, it's just, I don't know. Just do one good thing a week. Just start light. You know what I'm saying? Just call one person a week that you ain't speak to in a long time. You know, because like we can't wait to these moments because we can't get this time back. And that's one thing that I learned with this is I can't get my dog back. I can't get the time we spent together back. You know, I got my oldest son with me now because like we got to hold everybody tight and close as much as possible. You know, it's a
You
wicked
know, this
wild world
COVID,
out
this
here.
COVID showed me to enjoy the air, enjoy hearing, enjoying eating, enjoying family, enjoying, because it's so bad out here. So many people dropping that it's like, yo, you gotta be grateful for everything, you know, and that's part of the reason we come on this show every day and just inspire the people. You know what I mean? This is inspiring. There's people going through real shit. You know, my interview with you today wasn't going to be it was going to be about real. It's about reality, life, brotherhood, and inspiring the people. Sunday, you go at it again with Timbo the King, my other brother. I was nervous the first time. I'm nervous the second time. What is going on with you two guys? Y'all want the beef again? Y'all want the smoke?
I'm always for all the smoke, but I can't lie. Like I'm in X mode 100,000%. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't got my playlist ready yet. I don't have nothing ready yet. But I'm a motherfucking get ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get ready because like, you know, like when me and that brother started, we didn't know that it was gonna be what it is today. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy because me and X ain't know that, and me and Tim ain't know that. DNY and my uncles, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know that. And it's funny how life works. You know, the universe is a very special place, especially when you're in tune with it. But we gonna go crazy in Club Live on Sunday in
So
Miami
y'all gonna do it live in the club in front of everybody?
in front of everybody.
That's the Joker moment. So this is gonna be the first time it's done in front of everybody, thousands of people.
Za za za.
Yeah, I gotta be there Sunday.
You
I'm
sure?
gonna pull up.
You sure you know that? It's
Nah, I'm gonna
going
pull
za
up.
za za.
Zaza,
But you
za.
you know everybody that's watching, Joe is a Timbo fan. He didn't think I could survive Timbo the last time, and I don't blame him because Timbo is a very dangerous man when it comes to this music stuff, man. He's iconic. This man produced the best. When them
You know, you
Aaliyah,
got
when them Aaliyah things start flying at me, boy, all I could do is act like I produced them with him and dance. You know what I'm saying? He hit me with that za za za.
yo, let me tell you, when you come with that, what's the Rihanna joint when she starts singing in the air? She starts singing. That's when I'm like, oh shit,
I
Swiss,
forgot about
because
that one. You just reminded me. Thank you.
that first battle, you saved that for a crucial time, and you
Ooh.
dropped that, and it was like, oh shit.
But let me tell you
Yo,
the difference, though.
huh?
The difference between last time and this time is time. We had 5 hours last time. I can't play 3 hours of music this time. I got to cut out 3 hours of music. We got 2 hours to do this. 20 joints. That's a za
Oh
za
man.
za.
And
That's a za
listen,
za
man.
za.
Listen, man, that's gonna be one. Now you got the club factor. So now you gotta think of the crowd. Now you gotta think of what it ain't just
Look, Tim in the
in
chat.
the crib.
Tim like, we ready.
Oh no, Tim don't play that shit. You know, Timbo's the king, man. What you want me to do, man? Timbo, you know.
You know what I want you to do? You know what I want you to do?
What?
I want you to show your ass up the verses and get this smoke to somebody. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, man, not too many can stand next to me, Swiss. I just need somebody who's, you know, I wanted 50 Cent. I wanted somebody that, you know, I don't want to just do it where it don't make sense.
Yeah.
I want somebody to line up to go, because, you know, I got anthems, man. My shit #1 in the whole Europe right now. My shit #1 right now.
So you can't worry about nobody we bring to the table then.
Yeah, but you know, everybody got their own, you know, characters, and you know, it just got to be the right.
But the hits, you can't curate the other side. You got to curate your side.
Yeah, but we want the real shit, man. We want that. You know what I mean? Like that Gucci, that Jeezy, that, you know what I'm saying?
So you want that? So you want that with 50? 50, where you at?
He heard this a million times. You know, I've been told him.
I know.
I got too much love for 50. I'm just like, yo, that would be the one. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I don't.
Well, what about you versus Ja Rule?
No, and I can't fuck with Ja Rule. I'm telling y'all the truth. Ja Rule, you gonna have to get the biggest guy to battle Ja Rule. I'm telling you, I do shows with Ja Rule. Ja Rule will stand up there and make 40 #1s in a row. People be forgetting they got short memory. I'm not getting cooked on verses. Like, Ja Rule, you know how you say, yo, I need that 20? Oh, he got a 20. He got a serious 20. That's not a regular 20.
You got a serious 20. So how we picking the people? Like
but my shit, you know, I'm
we want the steak well done, like how we want the steak.
Huh? I'm Low Joe. I'm digging in the crates. I'm Big L. And then I hit you with a New York, and then I hit you with some lean back.
But Ja got street joints too. Ja got those records.
It's a different type of battle, man. It's a different, like Ja Rule.
But y'all got those R&B records. Y'all got those records that you. I think that I like that better than you and 50. I ain't gonna hold you.
Swiss, I will be there Sunday night.
So you can't
turn on the speaker because I want to play.
Hold on. Why are you running away from it? You cannot. Don't.
No. I'm not running away. I'm just not. I'm not. I know about Ja Rule. This is why nobody is rushing to battle Ja Rule.
But that's why I brought it up.
Fucked up.
That's what the reason why I brought it up is because you said the zone, za. So I said, what about Ja Rule?
No, Ja Rule too much of a zone, za. I'm telling you this. Nobody wanted with that guy. You know, there's boxers that they so good and they hit so hard that even though they're not like the champ yet, people don't want to fight those guys because they know you're gonna fight for 12 rounds.
But if you're a boxer, you're a boxer, and you from the Bronx.
Yo, Swiss, man, you know I ain't scared of nobody. Don't do that to me, man. But yo, Swiss, check this out. This is how I started the show. This is how I'm gonna end your segment. Even though it's DMX Day, this is my favorite Swiss beat song of all time. Let's go. Hit that.
Right, you sick for this one.
Jesus.
I'm on my New York shit. Back to the back on my New York shit.
Yeah.
I'm on my New York shit. Since with the shorts on my New York shit. I'm on my New York shit. Riding on the train on my New York shit. Burning the club on my New York shit.
Yo, Exodus is out right now. Classic album from A to Z.
Yeah.
We're supporting. Rest in peace, DMX. We'll never forget him. We're going to keep the same energy now, and 10 years from now, we will always uplift the dog. And the thing that's most special to me about the Rough Riders as a unit is the loyalty and the brotherhood and nobody could divide you guys. You guys have always been together. And that's what I admire most about the Rough Riders and the Rough Rider family.
Well, you know you loved and you family inside of the Rough Rider family for years. And you know, and shout out to everybody, man. You know that support our family. You know, this was started by Y. This was started by D. You understand? They provided something that was an amazing movement, and I'm happy, you know, to be a part of it. I'm a small piece of it. You know, they gave my brother X a chance, and everybody was loyal to everybody. X was always loyal to the R. Even when he started Bloodline Records, he had an R chain on his neck. You know what I'm saying? You don't see people do that. You know, like X was never for sale. You know, he was just one of the most loyal people that I ever known. You know what I mean? And we need more of that. You know, and shout out to everybody doing all the murals out there for Dog. Some of them murals don't look like my brother. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. Some of them joints.
And you know about that art.
But I appreciate that you took the time out to do it. You understand? There's no bad way of doing art. That's your expression. You know, but you know, the thing that I love about, I'm gonna close up with this with you, because I know you gotta go. The thing that I like about this record is that X embraced his age. You know, he embraced that he was 50 years old. He was happy with it. He wasn't trying to run from it. So a lot of people, you know, wanted X album to be like shoot him, kill him up the whole way. X wasn't on that no more. He was like, yo, I don't want to shoot up and kill everything on every song, which is why we start off with the Jadakiss and we move into a different phase, you know, and he gets to work with Bono and, you know, my wife, Alicia, and, you know, he switched it up and on the song with Marvin Gaye and Snoop. He wanted to show a different side of himself and embrace where he was at today. He didn't want to go all the way back in the past. He wanted to be 50 years old, doing great music, you know, so he ain't want to shoot up everything no more. Like it got to come.
Man, this album is amazing.
Yeah.
And shout out to Alicia. She sounds amazing on that album. And she really took me as a journalist to another level when she kept her word and came on the show and embraced the big show. Don't think I don't know. She took me to another level. When people say, well, who have you had on your show? I said, well, I had Alicia Keys.
Woo.
Woo!
Jesus.
My brother, I love you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
God
Yes.
bless. I'll talk to you. I'll see you Sunday.
Keep it tight.
I'm going to keep it tight always. Bye-bye. Boy, this guy's crazy. You heard from him. Swizz Beatz, the one and only. Living legend. The man. Play that song, Ass. Come here. Because I'm going to use the restroom 1 second because this Wild Cherry Pepsi got me. Mama, but don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. It ain't over. This is a mega night. A mega night. Get him right now. Did it? Yes. Swizz Beatz. You heard from the man. Huh? Yeah, we're losing bad.
No, Noel, again.
Oh, he's on the floor. He's shooting.
Jeez.
Yes, this is a mega night. DMX album is out. I'm trying to double up on y'all. Shout out to my brother Ted Smooth that usually rock right now. Y'all, Swizz, you gotta stop, man. You know. Yeah, sweet. There you go. There you go. Attorney Ben Crump. I'm sending the request. Attorney Ben Crump. America's. There he goes. Don't play with me, guys. Don't play with me, guys. Tonight is action-packed. I sent the request, Mr. Crump. Mr. Crump sent a request because I sent mine. Now the people got to hear from Ben Crump. It's been a year. Mr. Crump sent a request. There he goes. There he goes.
All right.
You there? All right.
Yo.
Y'all listen. Y'all listen. The Honorable Ben Crump. I know you love me, man. I know you love me.
You know, Joe, on verdict day of the Derek Chauvin trial, what did I do? I reached out to your brother to say, we going live.
Yo, Ben Crump, man, 1 year since George Floyd passed away. You've been doing this your whole life, fighting for the people. Do you think we're gonna get this law passed, the George Floyd law passed?
You know, I do, Joe. And before I answer that question, I just want to give all your followers, your listeners, just the truth of how much you hit me up on DM, you text me when you see us fighting for justice for whether it's George Floyd, whether it's Botham Jean, whether it's Breonna Taylor. You're one of the realest brothers out there, and I'm so grateful that we have that connection where we can talk about this real, and that's what we'll do tonight, because I think this law is going to pass. It's been 57 years since they've had meaningful police reform on the federal level in the United States of America. And so we have to remember what history has taught us, Joe. Martin Luther King and John Lewis was marching on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, but it was Jimmy Lee Jackson who got killed, and it was his blood that finally got us to get the Civil Rights Act passed. And so here we are in 2021, and it's George Floyd blood that's finally going to get us police reform and hopefully prevent some of these just unbelievable, unnecessary, unconstitutional, unjustifiable killings of Black and brown people.
You know, I just want to say, I know how historical you are. I know the path you've taken, what you are yet to do, bigger and better things. And so I'm honored to talk to you, brother, because I know what it is historically, what you represent and what you do for the people. What I wonder is most difficult for you is a lot of times when you represent the victim, right? You have to work with prosecutors and hope that they do the job, that they do the work. And so is that frustrating to you? Have you ever said, man, let me go up in there and try this case?
Man, you pray about that every day. You try to educate our people based on the Constitution. It's only the prosecutor who can arrest somebody and charge them and convict them. All we can do, Joe, as private civil rights lawyers is sue them under a civil rights wrongful death lawsuit, which we have done over and over again, and we're undefeated. In all these high-profile police shooting cases, we've never lost. We've either got a big verdict, over 7 figures, or we got a multi-million-dollar settlement. And one of the things I try to do, Joe, is raise the value of Black life with all these cases, even if it's single-handed, because it's my belief that if they have to keep paying $27 million on George Floyd, if they have to keep paying $12 million on Breonna Taylor, $10 million on Andre, then we want it to become financially unsustainable for them to killing black people unjustifiably. I would love, Joe, to close down my police brutality division and be home with my daughter like I am tonight, and not have to go from city to city fighting for black life. But until we get people willing to step up, then we have to do it. And it's not a popularity contest. It's not for money. You know, I have 14 officers around the country, and we do very well, but we do civil rights because I just cannot be blessed by God with this legal education and this law degree and sit on the sideline where they keep killing our people. And so it's the prosecutors got to be held accountable, but also we need every black lawyer doing civil rights. We need every Hispanic lawyer doing civil rights. It can't be just about the money.
You know, Ben Crump, when I look at you in a strange way, because you know I'm a creative guy, and I look at you almost like a time traveler, right? Because we know we got to know where we coming from to know where we going.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I feel like you've been there, right? And so there's sometimes you give a press conference, and as you're representing the families, there's so much pain in the black community that some brothers and sisters might even scream louder than you. They don't have the mic, but they outside, man, F the police, yo, they killing up. And I've noticed in many of these in these press that you do, you laugh to yourself, you smile to yourself while they're screaming over you, almost to say, brother, I know your pain. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Now, you're absolutely right, Joe. You have to always, no matter what's going on, keep your mind focused on what the agenda is. And so sometimes you'll smile and say, hey, brothers, I know we got to keep it together because we can't let them distract us from the mission. They would love nothing more to say, oh, it ain't about George Floyd no more because they burnt down a Target shopping center. And so one of the things I try to do is bring everybody back to center. When you see me on TV doing the interviews, I'm trying to engage people. I'm trying to educate people. I'm trying to empower our community because, you know, this election, if nothing else in 2020, showed the power we have as minorities when you looked at these urban centers, and we got the president elected in the White House. We got the United States Senate back in control of the Democrats. And so it shows them that we got power. Now what we have to do is stay focused and say, since we delivered the White House, President Biden, since we delivered to you the United States Senate Democratic Party, what are you going to deliver to the black community? You have an opportunity here to show us your actions speak so loud, we don't even need to hear your words no more. Pass the George Floyd Justice Policing Act so we can hold these cops accountable and put them in prison, have them do the perk walk, and then when they see people doing the perk walk, they are going to not be so reticent to shoot and kill us. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, I love that sister on the Supreme Court, the only Hispanic representative on the United States Supreme Court. She said that this shoot first and ask questions later when it's minorities makes the Fourth Amendment ring hollow. The Fourth Amendment is our protection against unlawful searches and seizures and taking of our bodies. And she said for too long, the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has said, we're going to exonerate these killer cops. We're going to let them have this qualified immunity. And so we got to fight this qualified immunity so we can save our children.
That was my next question. The big battle that I see is over this qualified immunity. Meaning that, you know, black and brown people, for the most part, if they're in the cities, they're the voiceless. They're the people who can scream all night and nobody hears their cries, right? And so the police department or the police officers feel like they can hide behind the police department. You got to suit up to make it happen. And qualified immunity is in the law that says each police officer will be held accountable personally if they bring injustice.
Yeah. And so we have to remember qualified immunity is a Supreme Court doctrine. It wasn't a law that was made. The United States Supreme Court said in Graham v. Connor and Gardner v. Tennessee that the police only have to say 3 little words, Joe, and then they get a get out of jail pass card free. All they have to do is say, I felt threatened. I felt fear. And the Supreme Court say, well, you weren't there, Fat Joe. You can't Monday morning quarterback the police officer. You can't second guess him despite video evidence, audio evidence, eyewitness. They say if the police said I was in fear, then that's all they got to say. And so we saying that's asinine, especially with all the technology today, because Joe, when you really think about it, the difference between Rodney King back in 1981 and George Floyd is the quality of the technology has improved. Thank God Darnella Frazier had that Apple iPhone. That's why we saw transparency. That's why we saw truth. And that's why we got accountability in George Floyd with the guilty, guilty, guilty verdict. It was because the video.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Crump. Speaking of Derek Chauvin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he on drugs? Was he possessed?
Yeah.
You know, we believe in God, and if you believe in God, you believe in the devil, right?
Yep.
And was this man possessed? Was
You
he?
Joe, I think, this wasn't the first time he had done this to a minority. He did it to a black 17-year-old kid, put his knee in his back, and they had that on video. But the system was so that he got a smack on the wrist. The police unions are really the people we're battling here because they keep saying, we're going to protect our cops no matter what. I don't care how many black people they kill, how many brown people they kill. Now, you kill a white person, that's a little different, Joe, because the rule in America is white life is valued above all else. And, you don't even have to guess about it. You just look at what the courts do. When you think about death row, the quickest way to get to death row in America is to be a person of color and to kill a white person. That's the quickest way to get to death row. Now, if you reverse that, Joe, and you are a person of color and you get killed by a white person, there's no guarantee that you're going to go and be put on death row. There's no guarantee you even go into prison. With these stand your ground laws, I mean, they shoot our children and then they go sleep in their beds at night because the laws protect them in killing us, but instantly condemn us for killing them. And so that's what the courts tell us with their actions. And so when you think about that, you think about police officers who say in this split-second decision, which I still don't buy, but when it's a split-second decision, they don't shoot white people, but they shoot black people and brown people who got cell phones, who are armed, who's running away. When you think about it, Joe, there have been 8 black men on video in America killed since George Floyd was killed on May 25th, 2020, before the year was out. In those 6 months, you had Jacob Blake Jr. in Kenosha, Wisconsin, running away from the police, got shot 7 times, grabbed him, shot him. You have Anthony McLean in Pasadena, California. Literally, Joe, ran out of his shoes. When you see that video, you're like, my God, the brother wasn't posing a threat. He ran out of his shoes trying to get away from the police. They shot him twice in the back. Then you got Trayford Pellerin in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Ran back. Joshua in Texas. Ran shot back. You got ran. You got the brother in Atlanta, Georgia. Ran, shot in the back. I mean, you see this, I don't know what it is about a black man running away from a white America that is so dangerous that they have. In my book, chapter 2, I say the police don't shoot white men in the back. It happens so that you never hear about black men running away, Joe. It's almost like a cliche. Every day it happens.
You know, Mr. Crump, you know, Spike Lee, I have the honor of being good friends with Spike. Spike tells me that from 400 years of slavery to now, there is something about when a police officer puts handcuffs on a black man that
Yeah.
even if it's decent. Look at the kid in Minnesota. The brother they shot in the car, she thought it was a taser, killed him. This guy never did a crime in his life, but he panicked the minute they threw the cuffs on him. Do you think there's a DNA linkage all the way back to slavery to now that's why they run away?
Yeah, you know, I think that it is post-traumatic stress on us. I mean, it's almost like any black person, when those police lights come behind you, I don't care who you are, how much money you making, what zip code you live in, what degree you have, for a second in your subconscious mind, you think, could this be it?
Oh,
Could
yeah.
this be it? And so it is there in your mind, is the police gonna kill me, or are they gonna brutalize me? Are they gonna arrest me for a trumped up charge where I now have these handcuffs on me? And when you put those handcuffs, it is one of those things that takes you back, that they can violate my constitutional rights, because that's what history has taught us. Not what the Constitution has said, but history has taught us that they can violate our constitutional rights. They can put us in jail, wrongfully convict us, and so forth. And we always have that in our mind. And so after you deal with that over and over again, they have a term for it now in academia called racial battle fatigue. And literally, when you're a young black person growing up in the neighborhood, every day, you know, you get up, you go out your front door, there's a target on your back. And so
Racial battle fatigue.
racial battle fatigue. And so, Joe, we have to keep educating our people, brother. That's why I so appreciate you using your voice, because it's not enough for us to say, oh, we just gonna have a good time. It's great that we have good times, but there are times when we have to talk real talk, because our children's lives depend on it. And every chance we get, we have to reaffirm to our children that we love you, that we will stand up for you, that we will speak up for you, that we will fight for you, that we will die for you. And our children got to know that. It can't be something whether they question when they say Black Lives Matter, do they really believe it? No, our children got to know it by our action. And so that's what I continue to say. We got to fight for our children until hell freezes over. And then after that, we got to be ready to fight on the ice, because that's how much our children got to know we love them and believe them, because this society is going to over and over tell them that they're not valued, that they are not worthy, that they have nothing to offer to society, that they are detriment on society, that they are drag on society. That's what they tell our children over and over again. So it's up to us to reaffirm our children every day by standing up for them.
Man, that's a beautiful thing, man, and I believe in that wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? Standing by our kids, standing by our community. Yeah. I told a story the other day here where I was like, you know, I'm in my friend's house. He's cooking. He didn't have an ingredient. And he said, yo, I said, I'll go get it supermarket, but I didn't take my license. So I'm driving to the supermarket. I didn't know the cop pulled me over, right? Uh-huh. He takes me out the car. He puts the handcuffs on me, right? He sits me in the cop car. The first thing I notice is either I'm getting bigger or they made these cop cars smaller, because my knees is touching my head, right? But what was disturbing to me, because it's been a long time since I rode in the back of a police car, was the cop was listening to Ku Klux Klan radio.
Yeah.
And so they listened to the things they were saying on the radio. I didn't know this exists.
Yeah.
And this a police officer is supposed to protect and serve and take care of you, and we paying their salary. I couldn't believe, hopefully in the computer he found that I had a license, he let me go. But I was disturbed with the stuff I was hearing. And I'm like, damn, this guy plays this every day.
Yeah, and it's so deep, man, because they did these studies and found out how many people, these police officers, have affiliations with these white supremacist groups. And we saw it play out, Joe, on January 6, 2021. I mean, a lot of the police officers were very sympathetic to those white supremacists who were talking about take our country back. And these are the people who are supposed to be protecting and serving our children, our people in our community, but they're talking about take our country back. They really don't think that Fat Joe should be a platinum selling, award winning multi-millionaire. In their mind, no, we got to take that back. And so we have to fight against that and say, no, we built America. I mean, if anything, you all should be thanking us, not trying to talk about this your country. And what I always try to say, I try to say this our country, because I don't want to do to them what they try to do to us. When I talk about our children, I always say it's about all our children. Man. We want all our children to have a better world. We want all our children to be able to live out the fulfillment of the destiny that God has for them and not be killed by a gun in the street from a police or choked out like George Floyd. And one of the things I said at the White House, Joe, they asked me the question. They said, well, isn't this just polarizing, where they trying to say it's civil rights versus police rights and all this stuff? I said, no, we can't say that. It can't be about this is about their civil rights issue or police issue. This is an American issue, this policing in America, and we got to solve this issue together, because we know the reason it hasn't happened in 57 years is the people on the other side of the aisle, they just keep saying, no, we got to protect our police because they put their lives on the line. And we're saying, well, hold on. Y'all killing 1,200 civilians a year, a disproportionate number of them minorities, and only 100 police officers at most get killed a year. Why are we saying your life is more valuable than our lives? Why can't it be all our lives are valuable? And let's fight to protect, to make sure the officer go home. And I damn sure want to make sure that my son, my brother, everybody get home too.
You know, maybe because I don't want to say I'm more woke, or maybe I'm older, right? But we go back to January 6th. Today, the Republicans voted to not investigate. How do you storm the Capitol, kill 5 people, and so we seeing this happen to us right in our face? This is broad daylight. This is not hidden. This is like, I mean, they investigate everything.
Yeah.
And they're saying, nah, we don't want to investigate this.
You know what it is, Joe? At least I think, and I continue to try to educate myself every day, as we all should. I really believe, when they talk about whether America's racist or not, obviously what was happening on January 6th was racist people trying to say, my candidate didn't win, so I'm going to do what they did to Black Wall Street, which happened 100 years ago. When it's a fair fight and they lose, then they resort to violence. And that's what they have done throughout history. So quite literally, when you think about it, Joe, you have them being so racist that when you then protest the racism, they think you protesting America. That's how
Mm.
racism is in America. You know, when Colin Kaepernick took the knee for Black Lives, they said, oh, he must be protesting America because racism as is American as apple pie. And, you know, we just have to always speak truth to power. And that's how they can have this demagogue of Donald Trump convince them that even though they're attacking you, they were trying to kill the Republicans too. And you
Yeah, they were.
yeah. And you say, well, it's okay. We still know they what they said, we know they love America. But if this was Black Lives Matter doing this, we would have murdered all of them because they don't love America.
You know, and I'm with you saying this is our country too. I mean,
Yeah.
this is I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Like when I talk like this and somebody come on here, he's like, well, go back to your country. I mean, I don't know. I'm from the Bronx, New York. Like I don't, but this is our country too. Like, I don't know where you want me to go. Like, we from here. And one thing I've loved about you, and what if we want to call what you do a movement, is inclusion.
Yeah.
It's very important for you to have Eric Gardner's family at the same event.
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin. You bring everybody together. I don't know if it's just you, but you know, the same goes with Reverend Al, right? Like, so in our community, there's a lot of me, you know, and everybody's trying to be the king, right?
Yeah.
And with you, I see you bring Reverend Al, all the civil rights, people who came before you, the young people coming after you, the Trader Truths, the Mysons, the Tamika Mallory's. You bring them all together. Yeah. And it's very important to you for inclusion. Why is this your thing in your DNA?
You know, Fat Joe, I believe that it's all of us have a role to play. That's why I'd be so excited to talk to you, brother, when we talk about these civil rights cases and issues. You, people like Jamie Foxx, I call and give me advice, and I take it and I say, I don't know if Joe took no legal classes, but that was a good point he made, you know. And yeah, I say, you my co-counsel, man. We in this struggle together. And like my personal hero, Thurgood Marshall, he said that it's going to take an army of us. It just can't be Ben Crump. It got to be somebody like Ben Crump in every city fighting against this systematic racism and oppression that has been in America for 400 years. And it's a war. And we always have to look at it as a war because they get up. And if you didn't think it was a war, January 6, 2021 shows you it is a war for the soul of America to say that we got to make them hold up to the Declaration of Independence, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equally, that they're endowed by their creator by all, with all inalienable rights, amongst them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so that's why I need the Tamika Mallory's, the Trader Truths in Houston, you on the platform, LeBron James and us, we did an episode of The Shop talking about, you know, policing in America. I mean, I'm opening an office in New York, Joe, next Friday. I'm going to be at Cipriani's, what is it? Cipriani's restaurant.
Cipriani's.
Cipriani's. We there Friday, 6 to 9. Spike Lee will be there. A lot of people from the community going to be there. If you free, hey, you invited out, Joe?
I would love to be out there.
Yeah.
Listen, Ben Crump, thank you for coming on the show. I love you. We love you for what you do. I know your shoulders are heavy. Like, and you don't even like, I don't even know how you enjoy a movie or something, because you're always on the scene. You're always traveling. You're always moving. Just one last question, and it's to the president, Joe Biden. I was very vocal, telling everybody to vote for him and Harris and going crazy for him. Was he talking what you wanted to hear in the White House as far as the George Floyd law? Could you be a little specific with us so we could feel like he's with us?
Now, Joe, he really was, man. And you know, politics is politics. You have to understand that. We got to get 10 Republicans to be able to pass this law, or we gotta have bust the filibuster where we just say we're gonna get 50 plus 1, and that'd be Vice President Harris, and they do it. They want to try to have us be higher, and this is a crazy thing, Joe. You were asked this last question, so we got to talk about it a little bit. Donald Trump didn't give a damn about, you know, respectability and governance. You know, you wanted in the Senate to have 60 votes because that is the rule that has existed since the beginning of time until Trump and them came in power. Say we ain't gonna play by that. No, when Obama was in power, the Republicans said we ain't gonna play by that rule no more. If we got 51, it just say majority. It don't say no 60-40. It just say majority. And so literally now the Democrats are trying to play by the rule that say you got to get 60 votes and you got to get 10 over there. So Biden and them, they are trying to do that. But at some point, I think they have to say, hold on, if you aren't going to do this, then this situation is so crucial to the people who we're fighting for as a party and as elected leaders that we have to do this with a 51-49 vote.
That's what we got to do. That's what got him to the White House. That's what he was telling us he gonna do. That's what we need him to do. They gotta override it and say that's it. Yeah. Because you know what? You know why I get mad, Mr. Crump, is they always act like black and brown people can't, and I'm far from racist. Some of my best friends in the world are white, Jewish, whatever. I love them to death. I'm not scared to tell anybody. I'm pro-black, I'm pro-Latino, and I love my white brothers and sisters. So this is no racism, right? But we often say, yo, you know, it's time for the black and brown community to have their own. It's time for this and this. And then lately, I'm talking about private business. The people I've been meeting with to give the thumbs up and the AOK for the black and brown community to move step forward are black and brown.
Yeah.
And they're talking, they're the ones that can say, all right, Mr. Crump, you got it, right? So I'm looking at them and I'm saying, we keep talking about lifting up the black and brown community, but you're the person in charge and you're black or you're Latino. Why don't you just thumbs it up?
Yeah.
Why is it so impossible to do? No, this is the craziest. This blows my mind. Like, I mean,
hey Joe, you know, a lot of times, man, we try to play by the rules, but they gangster. They ain't trying to play by the rules. They trying to say, no, whatever it takes for me to win is what they're doing. And so I believe Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they support the police reform bill 100%. They're trying to give the Senate a chance to do the right thing. And I think that there's a chance they're going to do it. But I don't know if we can ever trust Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. You know, that's a hard thing to ask. So,
well, you know, today answered everything. Today answered everything because they investigate. I've seen so many investigations about stuff that we don't even care about. And then when they talk about them, they were gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
January 6th, they were at risk. They were saying kill Mike Pence. Mike Pence.
Yeah.
The vice president. So they were gonna die, and they blocked the investigation. This is like, you know, you got a 50-1 majority.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Crump. I love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on here with us.
I love you, bro. I'm gonna come back and bring George Clinton on with me next time. To R&B funk legend.
Let's do it, my brother. I love you, Mr. Crump.
All right, love you, Joe. God bless.
Yes, bro. Yes, listen, guys, this is a legendary Night Switch Beats DMX album. You don't know who I know. Benjamin Crump promised him. He came. I love him. He loves us. He's fighting for the people. This very, like, this type of work, it's not only hard work, it's dangerous work. It's on the front line. This is not easy work. And so, let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. I'm watching my Knicks lose while I'm talking. I couldn't even watch them lose because I was so focused. Both these interviews were legendary interviews that we had to talk about realness. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. Meaning, if you ever go through anything and your so-called friends, family members aren't there for you, don't lie to yourself. Anybody makes a mistake, only a fool makes it twice. Believe in God no matter what, in good times and bad times. If you don't die from what happens, it's truly a lesson to prepare you for what's coming in the future. And to stay silent is just as bad. Peace, y'all. We the biggest in the game. I'll see you Monday.